Okay, you can hear me now. So tied up shoveling snow outside today. Seems like I'm doing it every day now. I forgot to turn my microphone on. I apologize. I'm glad we only got into it for a few seconds before I realized what was happening going on. Thank you, Roger. Thank you for giving me that. Anyway, you can hear me now. Welcome to Wednesday, another Wednesday edition of Time Out Overtime on the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel. Live and direct from the Frank Chevrolet Studio Annex. I'm Rick Arsenal. You know the drill. Get down there, smash the like and subscribe button. Thank you very much. I'm taking a break from shoveling snow right now. That's why I forgot to turn the mic on, probably. But the voice is going in and out. I think you can hear me now. 10 or 12 minute show today. That's all we're going to go. As you saw in the headlines, let's get this out of the way first. Lions talk. Amon-Ra St. Brown does a podcast every week with his brother. And on his podcast yesterday, he criticized Lion fans for being too quick to pass judgment on the hiring of new offensive coordinator Drew Petzing. Petzing, Drew Petzing. That's going to take some getting used to because that's a name we're not familiar with. I'll talk more about that in later shows, but right now we'll focus on what St. Brown had to say yesterday. And I kind of agree with him, really. What he said, what he told the Lions fans was to relax, trust Coach Dan Campbell, and let the recent offensive coordinator hire of Drew Petzing play out. Saying fans are too quick to judge without understanding the organization's process and calling them out for not trusting the team's decisions. I totally agree with that. Express love for the fans, but ask them to be patient, let things unfold, let things play out. He's telling you to relax. He urged fans to calm down, not make snap judgment about new hires. St. Brown questioned if fans believed the team would hire a random dude for OC, emphasizing they do their research, they do their due diligence. I'd like to think they know what they're doing. He suggested more fans tweet opinions without fully understanding the coaching decision. While critical of fans' impatience, he reaffirmed his love for all the fans and wants them to trust the coaching staff's vision. I wholeheartedly agree with everything that he had to say. Just because it's a name you're not familiar with, or if you never heard of, who's this guy? I don't know anything about him. He must not be any good. That's not always the case. You know? Drew Petzing interviewed for two head coaching jobs last year at this time with the Bears and the Saints. Just because you're not familiar with the name doesn't mean he's good and can't do the job. Now, this year his offensive line was completely decimated by injuries, but you go back to 23 and 24, his offense was among the best in rushing stats. He coached on the same coaching staff at Boston College with Ben Johnson. He coached on the same staff with the Minnesota Vikings with Hank Fraley, Lions' current offensive line coach. But I know for a fact, folks, that Hank Fraley and Jared Goff both had an impact on this hiring. They had input, along with Chris Spielman. The Lions did their due diligence on this. By the way, they viewed Mike McDaniel as not a good fit here. And again, you have to trust their discretion. McDaniel apparently is going to take the offensive coordinator job with the Chargers. Kevin Stefanski is now the new head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. Robert Saleh is the new head coach with the Tennessee Titans, just to get you caught up on the coaching carousel, what's going on with that. But college basketball, that's Lions. Yeah, we'll talk more about them on Friday, probably. College basketball. Michigan State beat Oregon last night, 17-point win. So they swept their trip out to the Northwest, beating Washington and Oregon, just like Michigan did. Looking ahead, Michigan ranked number 3 right now, I believe, in the AP poll. 17-1 overall, 7-1 in the Big Ten. Michigan State 17-2 overall, 7-1 in the Big Ten as well. So Michigan, if you look ahead of their schedule, this Friday night, in fact, the next 2 Friday nights at home. The next 3 games are at home at Chrysler. They play Ohio State Friday night in a nationally televised game. A week from Friday night on the 30th, they've got their showdown with Michigan State at the Breslin Center. It's a nationally televised game. In between them, those 2 games, next Tuesday night at Chrysler, they've got a showdown with the undefeated Nebraska Cornhuskers. Nebraska basketball. Look how things have turned around here. Nebraska, which was so many years, so many decades, was noted for its football prowess. And now they've become more of a basketball-dominated school than they have for football. It's just the opposite with Indiana. For decades, they were a basketball powerhouse, and now they're the National Collegiate Football Champions. All right. How things can get turned around, huh? Anyway, as far as Michigan State goes, they've got a couple of relatively easy games coming up with Rutgers and Maryland before they play Michigan next Friday night, the 30th. That's the game we're all looking forward to, I'll tell you. Then they've got one other game. Those 2 teams will play one other game. That's the last regular season game of the year before the Big Ten tournament gets underway. Of course, that'll be at Chrysler. Okay, it gets you caught up on that. Red Wings play tonight. They're in Toronto. Take on the Maple Leafs. Win tonight will put them back into first place again. The Pistons are in New Orleans to play the lowly last place Pelicans. I think they've only won 8 games all year. Obviously, they're favored to win that game tonight, but think about this, Piston fans. With the trade deadline approaching soon in the NBA, do the Pistons need to make a deal, make a trade to do something right now, or would you think they're set? Do you think this team is set the way it is right now? Would you like to see them trade, say maybe Tobias Harris and Jaden Ivey, or say maybe a Michael Porter Jr.? I don't know. I don't want to disrupt the chemistry this team has going right now or not. They're on a pace to win more than 60 games. If they win tonight, what'll they be? 32-10? 32-10. They win tonight. They've got a 6-game lead right now, actually 7 on the Celtics, because they won the season. They don't play the Celtics anymore this regular season. Type where they could beat up now and be in the playoffs. Anyway, they won the season series 3-1. So if the Celtics were to overtake them for first place in the East this year, they'd have to have one more win than the Pistons would, because they've got the tiebreaker right now. But like I said, the standings says they're actually 6 games up. It's actually 7. So big win the other night against the Celtics. And I don't know. I'll leave that to your discretion if you think they need to make a deal or not. Make a trade. Did you want to disrupt the chemistry they've got going on right now? The same thing for the Red Wings. Of course, that Atlantic Division of the NHL is still a scramble. You just don't know at this point right now. So anyway, where are we here? Let's get our commercial obligations out of the way here. Finish Line Family Restaurant on Carlton Road in Hillsdale has been in operation for more than 4 decades, and there's a good reason why. You won't find a better sit-down restaurant in our area. On Carlton Road in Hillsdale, directly across the street from Aeroswick Printing. The new expanded hours, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. now on Monday, Thursday, and Friday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. They've got a new menu. Everything on this new menu is great. I've tried it. It's all good. Award-winning breakfast served all day. Fast, friendly service, great family atmosphere. It has everything you want in a family-friendly sit-down restaurant. Just remember one thing: when you fuel up from food at the finish line, you'll always finish first. I guarantee you that, and I'll see you there. We're also brought to you in part by Frank Beck Chevrolet and M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville. Hey, start the year and drive. Start the year and drive with a new 2026 from Frank Chevrolet. Now through February 2nd, well-qualified buyers can get a brand new 2026 Equinox for just 3.9% financing for 60 months and make no payments for 90 days. Truck buyers, check out the 2026 Silverado 1500 light-duty crew cab with Turbo Max engine at just 1.9% APR and, again, no payments for 90 days. And don't forget to ask about available bonus cash that can save you thousands. So you're looking to lease? Well, that's no problem. Bex has the best lease arrangements available, like a 2026 Colorado Trail Boss for as little as $349 a month for 24 months with just $1,659 due at signing. As always, for complete details, see the dealer. Start the year and drive with a new 2026 for Frank Beck Chevrolet and N99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville, and on the web at frankbeckchevy.com. Come and experience the Frank Beck Chevrolet difference. As you can tell, the voice is going. It's going to be on here in a few minutes. I'm so sorry. I better try to wrap this up ASAP. We're also brought to you in part by Barrett Insurance on M99 between that's Frank Beck Chevrolet. Barrett Insurance in downtown Jonesville on the corner of M99 and US 12, 517-849-1000. Barrett Insurance protects. That's BarrettINS.com. 517-849-1000 on M99 at US 12 in downtown Jonesville. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. That's BarrettINS.com. Quickly in baseball, a couple of things here. The owners of Scott Boras. Scott Boras has said that Tarik Skubal's agent, of course, has not completely closed the door now on the Tigers reaching some sort of an agreement on an extended contract with Tarik Skubal. Why this sudden change of negotiating? I don't know. I can tell you this. Dan Dickerson does a weekly show now. He will until spring training, called Tiger Talk on the flagship, on the ticket. He was saying last night there is no way there will be a salary cap in the new collective bargaining agreement. The owners are apparently more furious than ever at this contract that Kyle Tucker signed last week with the Dodgers. They steadfastly maintain, yes, there will be a hard salary cap. There will be a hard salary cap in the next collective bargaining agreement. And the union says absolutely not. This is why there will be no baseball next year in 2027. There won't. I thought maybe there'd be half a season or 1/3 of a season. I don't think we're going to have any season at all next year. It's sad. All the little people it's going to affect. I'm sorry to say that, but it's inevitable right now. It really is inevitable. Also, we still don't know where you're going to be able to watch the Tigers this year on TV. That whole thing is in limbo right now. It won't be FanDuel. I don't know what to tell you. Also, Jason Benetti. We do know Jason Benetti will be doing the games, but only on weekdays because he's got Saturday commitments to Fox and Sunday commitments to NBC and Peacock. Yeah, he's got 3 different gigs now. He's doing Tiger games, Fox on Saturday, and NBC and Peacock on Sunday. So you're going to see a lot more Dan Dickerson on TV on the weekend and Greg Gagne on radio on the weekend. Boy, that's a lot of frequent flyer miles. I'm telling you that right now. Boy. Uh, spring training then, I guess, is what, 20 days away yet. Pitchers and catchers report to Lakeland on the February 11th. Rest of the squad comes in on the 15th. Uh, if you're participating in the World Baseball Classic this year, you report on February the 12th. I think Terry Scooble's participating in that. I got you caught up on everything. I think so. I think we do. One last thing. Quick word for Quality PC, downtown Hillsdale. The only place in our area to go for tech services, anything at all. Computers, new or used, flat screen TV, money, programming, setup. Perhaps you're changing internet providers, you need that installed. Printers, new or used, anything at all. Get in there and see them. 517-610-5372 or 37 Walton Street in downtown Hillsdale. Telling me, Mickey sent you. Thank you very much. That's going to do it. As you can hear, I have virtually no voice left, probably from being outside shoveling snow every day, all day. Who knows? I'll talk to you all again on Friday. Don't forget, if I have a voice, Saturday morning, you'll hear me on Time Out with Andy, WCSR 92.1 FM from 9 to 10. Okay, so until then, until Friday, take care, everybody. Be careful shoveling snow. Pace yourself. Thanks for watching, listening. Remember, please treat each other with respect. Have a good night. Bye-bye.